Lisa. I have one photo from many years ago of a Christmas party. This would have been somewhere between 1991 and 95. I think we went to the party in 1990, but I remember what I wore, so it wasn't that year, and it was in a different location. These were departmental Christmas parties for a department my husband and I worked in. And we have a lot of memories from the different parties, but I have one photo. And I don't even know what year it was. There is a PDF on my site that is available for purchase called No Photo, No Problem, that deals with this whole kind of circumstance where you either don't have a picture, or you don't have a very good picture, or you don't have enough pictures, or you just want to tell more story than what the photos will tell. And it deals with that and ways that you can supplement on your page without having the photos that you need. Now we're going to deal with some of that today on this page. This does give me an opportunity though to do a Christmas page. I don't do a lot of Christmas layouts, and as such my entire 12 by 12 paper collection for Christmas is stored in this plastic envelope. I have a little bit of 6 by 6 paper other places, and a lot of this has come from either a giveaway or a warehouse box. This was my mind's eye warehouse box during the last year, and I didn't get to use it for Christmas this year. So this would, I may choose some of these papers to do this holiday party page. There's lots of beautiful things here, and the B-sides are really pretty too. So this one is a good opportunity. This one, Mistletoe Magic, this was October Afternoons, I believe. Is it? I don't know. I don't see a name on it, but anyway, I don't remember picking this out, but I've got a couple. I may have bought it from somewhere, but I've got a couple of sheets there. I've got some really old stuff I know I don't want to use because I'm tired of it. I've used it for cards and lots of layouts over and over again. In fact, that page is just going to go out of my stash. It's been in here forever, and it's time to go. This is too retro for what I'm doing. Here's the October Afternoon paper. So I don't know where that other stuff came from. But this came in the October Afternoon box that I bought last year, and it's some pretty papers too, but it's not really dressy enough, I don't think, for those photos. Because the parties, we always got dressed up, not super fancy, but a little nicer than your regular business clothes. And here is some fancy pants that came out of the fancy pants box. Apparently all the boxes I bought last year had some Christmas stuff in it. Again, beautiful papers. Not quite as dressy as I'm looking for, but these, I think, I'm kind of saving these for cards. I just got this box of stuff in not that long ago, and I love all those really small prints, so I'm probably going to save that one for cards for next year. So I think what we're going to use is either this, probably not, is this My Mind's Eye stuff, because it's so beautiful. It's called Vintage Christmas, and I don't think this is quite vintage going back to the 90s, but I think the papers are really perfect for what I'm doing here. I'm not crazy about Santa, but I like that swirl part up there. Thinking I might be able to combine those pages. I don't think that's going to work. It's also got Santa on it. Ooh, I like the polka dot there. And then here, this thing with the frame. There again, this kind of vintagey look, this is not really me, but I'll probably just save this one and use the polka dot on the back. So I'm looking at something like this, using this part of the paper and doing that. Now, what I need to do though is to do some journaling. If you don't have a lot of photo, but you know you want to tell a story, there's a good chance there's a fair amount of journaling that's going to come out of you. So I think my first step for this page is going to be to go to my computer and sit down and just type, just sort of brainstorm what all I can remember from those 6 years of Christmas parties and that relate to the two of us and the other people that we worked with. And I may have to pick and choose from that. This may yield more pages than just the one, or it may be able to contain everything in the one page. I can think of a story that might end up being a separate page. But I'm going to get some of those ideas down, and those will help me to narrow down my choices in papers to get the look that I want to get to go with this. When you only have have one photo to tell the story of something that happened, you know, many, in this case, several different times, or is really significant, you want to usually put a lot of time into that page, a lot of effort into it, because it's a very special story. So let me do some journaling, and I'll come back and I'll have a little better idea of how I want to use my papers. Okay, I typed up my journaling, and to protect the innocent and not so innocent, I'm going to cover it just for the purposes of this video. I'm going to be tucking it into this envelope, and what I did was just take a regular envelope that I had that was already manufactured, made this way, and I just cut the top off of it, and I'm going to glue it on my background over Santa. And I hate to glue Santa, cover up Santa, because he's really cute, but he just does not go with anything to do with this particular party, because it's not, you know, it was a Christmas party, but really we did do the Secret Santa thing, but I don't know, Santa just doesn't work for me here. So I'm just going to cover a good part of him up, but I'm going to leave the greenery down here and utilize this corner for my journaling. So when I put it in my album, I'll take that cover off of there. Now, and I may decorate this in some way, I haven't decided, but I know I want my photo here, and I trimmed it down a little bit, and there's still some overexposed area there, but that's okay, because I can, you know, some of this will be covering it. Now I'll probably put something like a ribbon or something here to pull this out with. But what I wanted to work on was get the photo in place and get some layering behind it, and also work on the title. And I've got a lot of space down here, even though it's printed, that I could put some embellishment or something, and this is where my title's going to be, and I thought it would be a fun place to do some stamping, because there were embellishments that came with this paper, but I resold them on my Etsy shop because I knew I just wouldn't do enough Christmas layouts to need them, and while it'd be nice to have now, again, I'm just not going to do enough layouts. So I don't have the embellishments anymore, but I have lots of Christmas stamps. I went through my Christmas stamps. I can remember some in the past that I've had, and again, don't have any more, that would be really good. There are some good options here with trees and stuff like, so I like the wreath. But I want something a little bit larger, and this, while it's not Christmas stamps, it's one that I have used quite a bit for Christmas, and it's this tree from Lovely as a Tree from Stampin' Up. This, I think, is still a current set. It has been around as long as I've been using Stampin' Up, which has been about 10 years now, and it's one of my most used stamp sets. Makes beautiful stamps, and I think it goes with our greenery here and this whole Christmassy theme. So I'm going to stamp this in some type of dark green. Let's see here. I still have mellow moss, and I have old olive. So let's test this out. I've got some beige paper here, and we'll just see what it looks like in one of these colors. Let's try old olive first. It's probably going to be the best bet. I don't need it to be a really, really dark image here. Just a good clear image. That's actually pretty. I like that. So let's do that. Looks like it stamps pretty straight on this block. So we're just going to line it up with the line on this paper. And then we got a tree, and it didn't quite come through on this particular paper in the middle, but that's okay. We're going to have our a title going across there, and then we'll just have a little bit more green that works with this. And with that in mind, I probably will want to get a little bit of green in here behind the photo. Now, the papers that I have that go along with this one just doesn't look that Christmassy to me. I don't want to use that side, and this side, I could use that for a lot of other things. I don't think I'm going to use that for Christmas. This one doesn't look super Christmassy, but the colors and the pattern I think is really good with that chair and all. And I'm tempted to work with this in some way. The back side of it has this deep red, which I could use, but I like this going around here, so I think I'm going to trim some of this off and try to work some of that in. What I really like is this part right here. If I could get that border worked in some way. I don't want the people, I just want the border part. So let's see what we can do with that. So I trimmed off one side of this, and you can see the greenery there, and I'm going to cut the edge off of it so there'll still be some of the scallop portion. And then I'm just taking the chevron and cutting it in its design all the way down. I'm only going to use a portion of it as well. And then I'll use some of the back side of it with that red and cream polka dot. So these are my layers. The photo ended up a little higher up than I wanted, but I think that's still going to be fine. I decided to use this Merry Christmas sticker from another collection. I think it was October, no, I think it was crepe paper from a long time ago that I still had down there on the envelope. And I'm going to use some glitter stickers for the title. And I add one more word to this. You'll see later on I'll add the word annual to it using some mini markets. Now I wished I had put a beige background, taupe background behind the photo, so I just took some paper and kind of cut the corner out and put that behind so it looks like a whole layer back there. And we're going to dress up our tree with stickles, some silver and gold stickles. So it shows up a little bit more without being overly dramatic there in that corner. And I feel like I need a little something around the photo as well. And this is showing where I put the word annual in there. I've got some glue dots, not glue dots, enamel dots. And I also have these little dots and stars and hearts from Stampin' Up. The packaging was a challenge to get into, and once I finally got in there I realized there were both gold and silver in it. So that's a product I think that's still available from Stampin' Up. I decided to stamp something in the corner next to the photo, and I liked the wreath, but if I did the wreath I was going to have to do it on some other kind of paper and cut it out, and if I just did this little bit of greenery then that could kind of fill in that space and complement the tree down there. And I was showing this off and I realized that I still hadn't put anything on my journaling block. So I went through some of my trims. I'm going to create a little tab from the trim. You could do it with washi tape as well. And this is just some inexpensive ribbon. I think I got at one of the craft stores. I'm going to fold that over and put a brad on top of it. Now with this envelope I could have a lot of journaling in there. I ended up with only enough journaling that fit the front side of the piece of paper that I tucked in the envelope, so I'm not really saving a lot of space here with the envelope, but the envelope gives me the option to add more journaling. It also gives me the option to get my husband to contribute to the journaling, which I've been meaning to do and I haven't, so I can always add his journaling in that envelope as well. And the last thing I decided to do was to round the corners of the card. And then I'll do some close-ups of the page. And stay tuned, I have a little bit of message about 2017 video. If you've been following me for a while, you may have noticed that there have been a few less videos in 2017 than I normally have. My role as caregiver in our family has been expanded a little bit in the last few months with various things that have been going on. I had already planned to make some changes to 2017 as well, and perhaps do fewer sketches but do more series of videos on various topics. Maybe do, instead of so many process videos, do more technique videos. I hadn't really flushed all of this out when we got involved in a lot of family medical issues. But I will be continuing to do videos through 2017. You just may not see them quite as often. I also wanted to mention that I'll probably be putting more of my scrapbooking videos in my classes, as I do plan to continue class creation. I have started a new class. I've just started developing it. It's called the Interactive Page. It's going to be a really fun class. I don't know that this has been done before. I think this is a unique class. It'll be pages where you can put lots of photos on a page without it really seeming like you're overcrowding the page with photos. Be ways to hide journaling, ways to make pages a lot more fun for you, the creator, and for people who look at your albums. I'm also hoping to get some pages for mini albums in this class as well, and continue to do the 12 by 12 format, but also introduce some other size pages into my classes. So it takes normally at least 2 months for me to create a class, and so given my pace lately, we can look for it at least 2 months down the road. In the meantime, you'll continue to see some videos on my channel. I do appreciate all the feedback that I get, the thumbs up. If you have any constructive criticism for my videos, I would love to get your thoughts. I put a lot of time into these, so whatever I can do to make them more useful for you, I'd like to do that wherever possible. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in classes and to seeing your comments on the regular YouTube videos.